say good morning to you. We are broadcasting live on the road today, starting off a brand new week. We're on the road, obviously, at Poor Trav's Deli. We've been here many times. You can see the backdrops where we are. You have not had lunch plans, give us a call here and get your sandwich. Come in and get it. You can eat it here behind us in the tables. You can get it to go. A lot of folks get them to go, but either way, can't go wrong. Give them a buzz. And the phone number, of course, is 543, yeah, 7128, I think. Do I even see the phone number on there? Oh, wrong page, wrong side. There you go. 543-6128. Here, put that right there. There you go. Coach Hard's here with us. He's going to join us in a minute. So you look on the calendar, we're 25 days away from kickoff. 25 days, 9 hours, right at it. We're going to be back with you tonight on the Back to School Bash starting at 6 o'clock at Elizabethton High School. It's free to everybody, so it's going to be free pizza and free book supplies and backpacks and the whole 9 yards. We do it every year, so we'll be there to stream that for a little while tonight. But today we're here again at Poor Trav's Deli. 543-6128 is the number to call. We'll get it started with the national anthem. Today's her birthday. Yeah, so why not let her croon as she can and does very well, obviously, on her birthday. Martina McBride having a birthday. She is 58 today. Here she is with the national anthem on show number 2118 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Got a big announcement, by the way, coming up out of this break, or out of this song. So here she is. Let's turn her loose, the birthday girl, on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, yeah, and the home of the brave.
How about that? If I don't get you fired up, your wood's wet. I'm just going to tell you. So, anyway, we're live here again at Poor Trav's Deli, 543-6128. Already lined up. I love it. It's been pouring down the rain. In fact, we got a late jump today because we got stuck in wreck traffic. So, if you're out and about, what I find amazing, got people who've complained about the heat. Now they're complaining about the rain. Never happy. Good night. Be glad we're getting it because we need it. Lakes are down. I don't need to go through all that. You know we need the rain, so, but for crying out loud, people are complaining now because it's raining too much. The same, well, so anyway, just be glad what the good Lord gives us because he's going to give it to us anyway, whether we like it or not. But be appreciative, folks. Could be a whole lot worse. Hello, Carl Wilson. Hello, Troy Knight. So here we go. Probably means absolutely nothing to you, but it means the world to me, so I want to share it with you. Not gloating. Not bragging, just very appreciative of what the good Lord does on this show. Friday was a record day. As I've checked this morning before I came here to do the show, one day we had 20,274 views, and it's still going up. So that ain't me, that's him. So I want to say thanks to the good Lord. It's his show. And so 20,000, a record day on Friday, all-time record day in 8 years of doing this show. And in large part, it was Media Day at Elizabethton High School is where it was, where the numbers came from, and the Friday Night Lights, and my show Friday at Food City. So Anyway, bottom line is 1 day total. For you, probably it's like, okay. But for me, it's a really big deal because I started, I've told you this before, in a spare bedroom, couple of clunky microphones, a clunky headset, a really clunky GoPro camera, and thought, what the heck, I'll try this for a while and see what happens. Today's show number 2118, and again, Friday was a record day. Again, for you, probably means nothing. For me, it means a whole lot. And so, 1 day total for the Tom Taylor Sports Show is 20,274, and we're very proud of that. All right, quick break. We'll be right back. He's here, our first guest in the house, Coach Ken Harden from Lady Cyclone Softball. Got a big event coming up. It's been moved for the obvious reason. A lot of rain from tonight to tomorrow night. He'll tell you all about that right after this. Live at Port Travis Deli on show number 2118 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Buddy Richard Oakes, the Tom Taylor Sports Show. So, Port Travis Deli, good time to come in here, 543-6128, and get it to go. Tell us about it.
Yeah, call us up. Let us know what you like, and you won't have to stand in line or nothing like that. It costs about 10-15 minutes ahead, and you walk right in, and we'll say, hey, did you have a call in? And you grab it and go. Take you in and out. Hot
subs, none of the hot subs over $5.15. You couldn't go buy the goodies to put a sandwich together for that kind of money. Then you got the cold subs. You got a 12-inch, a 6-inch, and then a chicken salad. Sell a bunch of chicken salads so you can get the subs hot and get them cold. And, of course, chicken salad, get it right out the door and away you go, right?
Yep. Yep. I think cold cut subs are served cold, so you can bump the line that way, too.
Yep. 543-6128. Tell me about your salads.
Salad, take a tray and put a fistful of lettuce in it with some shredded cheese, your choice of ham, turkey, roast beef. We put some tomatoes, spicy onions, croutons, 2 packs of dressing. We have ranch, Thousand Island, honey mustard, and Italian.
5 racks of potato chips here, 10 cooler windows full of all kinds of soft drinks, some Pepsi and Coca-Cola products, energy drinks, all you need. All you got to do is call in here. Open Monday through Saturday, 9 to 9, closed on Sunday. 543-6128. Pickled eggs. You got jalapenos, banana peppers, extra spicy onions. They can load it up with bacon. They can load it up any way you want it. Any of the sandwiches. Extra goodies, folks. Make it go. 543-6128. One of our great sponsors here on the show. We love coming here. Port Travis Deli, again, here in Elizabeth, at 543-6128. Proud sponsor of the Tom Taylor Sports Show. And back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We are live, We're here again at Port Travis Deli, 543-6128. What kind of sandwich did you order?
Roast beef.
Roast beef. Cheese?
No cheese.
White bread, dark bread?
Dark.
Roast beef, no cheese, dark bread. Did you throw anything else on the onions or anything?
No onions.
Yeah. Just let it roll.
I did.
Yeah? Coach Harden's here with us. So how'd camp go last week?
Real good camp. We were both morning and evening session were full, and had a great time with the kids, and I think they learned a lot. I know they had a blast. We got them on that slip and slide, and then we put them in the pool after it was over with, so we cooled them down. It got really hot, but it was a really good day for us.
So you got to get in the pool afterwards?
Yes, sir, we sure
That's
did.
Awesome.
It is.
So, and you had what grades?
The morning camp was a smaller ball, which is the 11-inch. It went up to like 4th grade, and then we started evening camp with 5th grade all the way up to high school.
So is that a record camp for the kids?
I don't have any idea. It's been a few years since we've been able to do one with COVID and everything else going on. We've probably had bigger numbers before, but the way we designed it this year was to get a max and try to give the kids the most that we could.
Yeah. So it's growing.
Yes, sir. I hope so. We'll do it again next year. We may add a day to it. We had a lot of kids ask about that, and a lot of parents want us back in there. And we want to do some team camps and stuff like that. I've got a lot of coaches over here in the Little League that, or not Little League, or Rec League, whatever it's called, that said they'd bring their teams over if we could do something like that for them. It'd be really good because these little ones just. Our girls are so good with little kids and things, and that was one of the things that made the camp. They worked with them. We had former players come back, had a few players from other schools, a couple Milligan players come and helped us. Just a real positive day.
And that's the name of the game, folks, is what it's all about. So we're here live again at Port Travis Deli, 543-6128. If you hadn't made lunch plans, got guys back there eating right now. Got 3 of them back here. Got some already come pick them up and in the door and out the door. It's peppering down the rain. We need the rain. Be appreciative of the rain. Hello, Joyce Murphy. Hello, Brenda Grindstaff. Saw her yesterday. You know what Conway says? Hello, darling. So there you go. So, a special game tonight, for the obvious reasons, got moved to tomorrow night for the rain, and we totally understand that. But the motive and the reason for the game has not changed. I think it's very classy on Ken Harden and the Lady Cyclone softball team's part to help out a young lady from Unicoi County. Tell us about it.
A lot of our kids play with the girls from Unicoi during the summer, and naturally, you know, Coach Abby Hensley and her dad Ronnie coached with us for a few years there, and they're tremendous people, Tom, and they have a young lady that has a need right now. And, you know, you don't want to talk a whole lot about things like that, but she has a real serious need, and we just want to do our part. You know, it's not necessarily how much you do. It's showing somebody that you care sometimes.
Yep, it's a serious health need. We'll leave it at that. So tomorrow night we're having a benefit game. Is that correct for this young lady?
It's just a scrimmage. We're gonna have us a big time. We'll pass the hat, do whatever we have to. If anybody wants to give a little bit, they can. You know, we're not going to charge. Michael Stansbury, one of our local umpires, he called me and agreed he's going to do it for free. So, a lot of good things there, and a lot of good people in our community. And like I said, the softball girls really support one another, and that's a really good thing.
So it's tomorrow. Listen to my voice. So it's tomorrow night. It's like Mr. Haney, Mr. Douglas. So it's tomorrow night, right?
Yes, sir. We're going to do it at 7:30, and we'll try to get started right there on time. And just a little fellowship, and then we'll get the girls together. I think we're going to do a little campfire afterwards. So that'll finish our summer for us.
So if you can be out there tomorrow night at the softball field, please do so. And Tommy T and Kenny would be Alex Ingram. That's Pigeon.
It is.
That's Pigeon.
He's a mess.
Oh, he's a mess. He's a dandy. We're glad he's at the high school coaching the girls now.
He never met a shot he didn't like, did he?
Could he throw them up?
He could throw it. He could shoot it, and he would shoot it. He wasn't bashful.
No. Cross half court line, it's going up, right?
Yeah, Andrews will have time down on the sideline, or the girls won't get their shots up.
I love it. So this is tomorrow night. What time is it again?
7:30.
7:30. So if you can come to the softball field in behind the school here in Elizabethton, throw $5 in the pot, $10, $1, whatever. It all goes to this young lady to help with her health expenses, and she's in a tough spot right now. We want to help her out. It's real simple. So, and very classy move on behalf of what you're doing with this young lady, and so this is what it's all about, folks. You already did earlier in the year. We did Fields of Honor, didn't we?
Folds of Honor, yes, sir, we sure did.
Yeah. And what kind of money we raised for that?
It was with the matching. Billy had a club member that matched. It was almost $2,000 by the time we got finished there, and that was really neat.
Yeah. A bad shot always better than a bad pass. There you go.
Yeah.
Good point. So, anyway, we're live here again at Port Travis Deli. We are again at 543-6128. You're going to call in a sandwich, and Brown's here today. Holiday's in the house. His shirt says Cyclone Football Chasing the Best. So we're at 25 days till kickoff. So softball's done now for the summer?
It will be. We'll still do some open facilities and things like that, and then we'll start back sometime September or October there with our running, our conditioning, and all that stuff. And we can do 5 a day. And this year they've given us like 2 weeks of fall practice, so we'll take full advantage of that. We'll be out there.
Absolutely. Feel good about our team?
So far, so good. We've got a couple of needs that we really have. We got a lot of really good kids in here. We've got one of the better freshman classes we've ever had, and we'll expect some great things out of them down the road. You know, we've got our seniors, Josie and Lily, back, and then we've got Leela back on the mound. You got to feel really good about that. She throws the ball extremely well and hits it. We've got Sadie at the corner. We've got some real possibilities this year.
You're excited, aren't you?
Yes, sir, I am. Always excited.
Always excited.
Love to see what they do. You know, it don't always turn out the way you want it to, but we're just hoping for the best with them.
Yep. Tomorrow night, 7:30. Stop by and watch Inter Squad and raise some money for these kids, right?
Yes, sir. I will say that Unicoi is also doing a game, but they're doing theirs next Tuesday night. I think it's the 3rd. I probably got the date wrong. But they're having an alumni game for this young lady. That's where we got the idea. We didn't do anything original or anything there, but we just, like I said, just wanted to help.
So it'll be our girls against our girls tomorrow night, basically. Right?
We'll probably win tomorrow night.
Yeah, we've got a good chance we're going to win that game. It's an inter-squad scrimmage to raise money for this young lady, Unicoi County, at 7:30 tomorrow night. And Michael Stansbury has offered to umpire it for free, which I think is very nice, to help the cause.
Yes, sir. Great guy. Great guy.
In fact, he's watching the show. Hello, sir. Thank you for what you're doing. That's very, 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 very noble. So grab your roast beef and cheese. I'll talk to you soon.
I'm out of here. Thank you, brother.
Yes, sir. Good man right there. Appreciate it very, very much. our buddy Coach Ken Harden and the Elizabethton ladies softball team. We're here live again at Port Travis Deli. We got back to school bash coming up tonight. We do, and so we'll be there at 6 o'clock, roaming around with the microphone, and we'll live stream it. And again, as we said, we're not going to beat this horse, but we're going to tell you one more time because it means a lot to me. It may not mean anything to you, and probably doesn't, but we had a record day on Friday as far as views on the show. And as I said, I counted them, went back and counted them up, and Facebook verified it this morning before I started here for the show. We had 20,200, and it's still going up. 20,000. That's hard to believe. 20,274 on Friday. So that it's a record day here in 8 years on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. So we are very proud of that. So there you go. And that's as Forrest says, Forrest Gump. That's all I'm going to say about that. Joseph Taylor joins us coming up in a little while. Talk a little Tennessee football. We'll take a break. Got a great story. To me, it's the height of stupidity, but maybe it wouldn't be in your mind. But after watching the opening ceremonies of the Olympics, really didn't do much for me. I hope it didn't do, well, it's your opinion. I don't know what it did for you, but so, and here's the crazy thing. We're going to talk about the Olympics, about this river that you can't swim in. They're making them go ahead and swim in it. So, but we're going to talk about it coming out of the break in the medal tracker and see what we're doing in the medal. The Major League Baseball, tomorrow night's the trade deadline, and they're already flying all over the place. Got people going left and right. And you look at the Tampa Bay Rays. If I was a season ticket holder down there, I'd be so mad. Good night. They basically gave away the team. I mean, every one of their superstars, not everyone, but for all intents and purposes, they've already traded them all off. So Zach Eflin, Randy Rosarina, they're gone, among others. So they're unloading players left and right for Tampa Bay. They're in the rebuild mode, I guess, or cutting payroll, whatever. But anyway, we'll talk about that coming up later. On college football, they have come up with how they're going to distribute the money to a point. It is called a template, but not a instruction manual. So there's still lots of gaps, lots of problems. Mainly the biggest one is Title IX, how they're going to get the money to the ladies, who's going to get the most money out of this. The teams that are generating the most revenue, which makes sense, a.k.a. more times than not football. So we'll see. Hey, we're live at Port Travis Deli. We'll take a break, come back, talk a little Olympics. This story about this river is just nuts. They are crazy. Oh, you tell me. You're going to jump in the commode and swim knowing that it's not good in there, which is basically what they're doing. Anyway, we'll take a break. We'll talk about it right after this from Lingerfeld Drug. We are here live again at Port Travis Deli on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We're talking to our buddy Dr. Eric Carter from Lingerfeld Drug Center, one of our proud sponsors of the show, and Cyclone Sports. A lot of pharmacies out there, a lot of drugstores out there. Why, in your humble opinion, should we come and trade at Lingerfeld Drug Center?
Yes, I think our customers are our family. We treat people how I'd want my family to be treated. And that's, we can come in after hours for you if you need, or deliver to you. I think we just go the extra mile. A lot of times at a big chain or something, if you need a refill and it's out of refills, it's too bad. But we'll call the doctor, send them messages, and keep bothering them until they get them sent in to us. So we want to do everything we can to make sure our customers have their medicine and are happy.
Customer service, folks. Again, Lingerfeld Drug Center down here beside Carter County Bank in downtown Elizabethton. Proud sponsor of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. One of our great sponsors on Cyclone Football, again, the great folks at Ivy Hall Nursing Home. Joseph Taylor, tell us what it's all about.
Yes, sir. We specialize in short-term rehab or long-term care. We accept all major insurances. We accept Medicare, Medicaid. What we really love is people that come in that have had a knee replacement, hip replacement, come to Ivy Hall for some inpatient rehab. We have physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy. We have a full-time respiratory therapist. And Tom, you can see I'm a big guy, so I like food. I know good food, and Ivy Hall specializes in home-cooked meals, three good meals a day. You can catch me every day right at the door getting my tray myself.
There you go. That's awesome. How do we find out more about Ivy Hall on social media?
Yes, sir. We have a Facebook page, Ivy Hall Nursing Home on Facebook, or a website, ivyhallnursinghome.com.
One of our great sponsors, folks. Glad to have them on board. Ivy Hall Nursing Home on Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. And back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. We are live here again at Poor Trav's Deli, having a big time. Love it already. Hello, Linda Williams, Nancy Pruitt. Thank you all for joining the show. So here's the verse today. We always dedicate our show to the man that hung on the cross, unashamedly. Man, this is good stuff here. This is rich. As Andy Griffin would say, this is mighty fine. Psalms 95, verses 2, 3, and 7. Now listen to this. Let us come before him with thanksgiving and praise. Praise him with music and song. Verse 3, for the Lord is the great God, the great King above all gods. Verse 4, in his hand are the depths of the earth, and the mountain peaks belong to him. Absolutely. Verse 5, the sea is his, for he made it, and his hands formed the dry land. Yep. Verse 6, come let us bow down and worship, let us kneel before the Lord our Maker. We finish it up with verse 7, for he is our God, and we are the people of his pasture, the flock under his care. Whew, hit that bell. That's awesome. Good stuff. Verse today here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. And we're going to be joined by O'Brien Bennett, too. Coaches came off the practice fields. I would love to come talk about the Rangers. So, Unaika's head football coach, O'Brien Bennett, coming out of the rain after practice. He'll be here with us coming up at 12:30. And Joseph Taylor stopped by Ivy Hall Nursing Home to talk to us as well. We're here at Poor Trav Deli. Phones are ringing. 543-6128 is the number to call. Hello, Bonnie Snodgrass. How you doing? I love this. This is the craziest story. Would you do this? I wouldn't do it. Tom, it's the Olympics. First off, I don't even know how big Paris is. It's a big place. Surely, to the good Lord, they got an indoor pool somewhere. Tom, it's triathlon. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter to me. I'm not going to swim in what they want me to swim in. Concerns about the water quality in the Seine River led officials to call off the swimming portion of the Olympic triathlon training session for a second straight day on Monday. Well, hello, boys. How you doing, sir? Andy Scott in the house, folks, from Farm Bureau, one of our great sponsors. You doing good? What do you get? What do you normally get? The Mat Italiano. Yep. So here we go. This is how stupid this story. And maybe it's not to you. I don't know. It is to me. I think it's incredibly dumb. Hello, Cindy Shields and Reba Whitehead. Thank you all for watching. Let's see who else. Bonnie Snodgrass, Linda Williams, Nancy Pruitt, Amy Whitson. Hello, Ames. Josh Wallen, AJW. Michael Stansberry, Ryan Witten. Thank you. And Vista Clark, Della Campbell, Alex Ingram, Jimmy Stout down in Georgia, Joyce Murphy, Stephanie Witcher, thank you, ma'am, for watching. Carl Wilson, touchdown, Tom, I love it. And Troy Knight and Junior Campbell. So, all right. Organizers overseeing the event at the Paris Games optimistic that triathletes will be able to swim in the city's famed waterway when it starts tomorrow. The sports governing body, the World Triathlon, its medical team, and city officials are banking on sunny weather and higher temperatures to bring the bacteria levels below the necessary limits to stage the swim portion. World Triathlon made the decision to cancel the swim workout early Monday following a meeting over water quality in the Seine River, which is closely linked to the weather. All right. Water quality levels did not provide sufficient guarantees to allow the event to be held. E. coli, folks, this is not just something out there in the water. It's E. coli. You can die from E. coli, the bacteria. It's in the water, in the river. They're going to put these people in there to swim. Not this chick. It's the Olympics. I don't care what it is. You got a 50-50 shot of getting sick. So, the plans they put in place to control bacteria levels in the river have been effective, but the weather's beyond their control. The recent rain contributed to water quality concerns. I understand that. It stirs water up. We know that. That's kind of a given. Organizers say the backup plan is to postpone the events. We're in Paris. Surely to goodness there's a pool over there somewhere. Well, Tom, you can't swim a triathlon in the pool. You can versus a river full of E. coli. Yeah, I'd find someplace to swim, but this is nuts. Here's the other thing. Paris is known for they appoint or award these cities years in advance. They know. Here's the best part. The swimming portion of the race will be abandoned. The athletes will compete in a duathlon instead of triathlon. But it's still going to be in the water. Maybe it goes into a pool. I don't know. Now, the other swimmers are swimming in the pool. I mean, the United States has dominated in the pool so far. Hello, Adrian Edding. Hello, A. Hello, Shannon Begley. It's crazy. So swimming has been banned for more than a century. It's not just overnight. They ain't been in that water over 100 years because of E. coli. Organizers have invested $1.5 billion to prepare the river ahead of the Olympics, and now they're still down to the weather. Sun comes out, may be high. Bacteria level may go down. Doesn't rain, should be in pretty good shape. You're banking all this on the weather, on a river that they haven't swum in for 100 years. Daily water quality tests in early June indicated unsafe levels of E. coli. That's like swimming in a toilet, folks. Sorry, it's just the way it is. It's nuts. Of course, after I watched the opening ceremony, nothing surprises me. Then they had the Olympic flag. They hung it upside down. A couple of goobers hung it upside down. It's like... So now they're going to ask them to swim in a river. In early June, unsafe levels of E. coli bacteria. Now, they've said they've made recent improvements. Why are you going on about this? This is stupid. Why would you put yourself in harm's way? There's a 50-50 shot getting in that water, you're going to get sick. And may die. It's E. coli. It's not like, a head cold or the flu. It's E. coli. You can die from it. Anyway. Some of the measures put in place to improve the water quality in Paris include the construction of a giant basin to capture excess rainwater and keep sewage from flowing into the river, renovating sewer infrastructure, and upgrading wastewater treatment plants. So apparently it's not worked at $1.5 billion. Hello, Pastor Stout. How you doing, sir? You got a good report last week. That's awesome. Lord's got his hand all over that man. Anyway, they didn't swim yesterday. They may swim, not swimming today. They may swim tomorrow in a river that has 10 times the E. coli bacteria. Would you swim in it? And why, as I said, it is crazy, Joyce. I think it's crazy. I'm just a dumb old country boy, but, well, all right, let's take the pool up here in Elizabethton. Of course, it's closed right now. But you can go swimming in it, but there's a pretty good chance there's E. coli in it 10 times above the normal level. Would you get in it? Let's go take the kids swimming. Where? Let's go to the pool. Oh, really? Yeah. Well, the E. coli, well, the sun will come out. It'll be all right. It rained yesterday. And the best part is the mayor got in there and swam last week, so it's great. Well, she's a goofball too. Old Tom Taylor, he got in the river and says, "Okay, well, Tom's stupid. He's not a very smart guy." So anyway, I just find it amazing. Is it going to change when I'm starting talking about it at Port Travis? Absolutely not. But just stupidity. But if I was an athlete, would you, in all seriousness, get into a facility that you know there's a 50-50 chance you're going to get sick? And it's exactly what it is. It's a 50-50 shot. Hello, Tammy Hill. How you doing? Anyway, that's what's going on. So, and I don't know why they just don't put him in the pool and say, look, we can't control the weather, is what this guy said. Yeah, you can't control God. He's running the show, thank goodness. So the plans they've put in place to control bacteria levels in the river have been effective. Apparently not, because you can't get in it. But the weather is beyond their control. You're exactly right. So why, again, would you not put them in the pool and say, look, sorry, you want to swim for a medal? Well, we got to swim 84 laps. It's either that or swim in a cesspool and a commode out there in the river. Whew. Lordy, lordy, lordy. Sometimes we as humans are just dumber than coal buckets. You know that? We just ain't got sense come out of the rain. No pun intended. All right, the medal tracker, by the way, United States leads it. We've got 12. China's got 9. France has got 8 right now. And that was as about 9 o'clock this morning before I came here for the show. So we're leading in the medal count. Basketball team blew out Serbia last night. I thought Steve Kerr had a great plan. He ran the big men in there. They ran them one after another going against Jokic, and it worked. They blew him out. We'll talk about that in a moment. And so the big talk was he didn't play Jason Tatum, and he said, there again, all these media guys. Here's something I've always wondered, too. I mean, those media guys have ever played basketball. I mean, if you want to stop the big guy, you put big guys on him, and you play a bigger lineup. You don't play a smaller lineup. Therefore, Jason Tatum didn't play. It's like, why didn't Jason Tatum play? And he said, because we're running them against the big guys. We're going to go with a bigger, taller lineup, and it worked. So we blew them out, which was really one of the big teams to compete against us for the gold medal. They play South Sudan on Wednesday, who they beat last week. What was that? The putback layup by LeBron at the last minute. You wait and see if they don't blow them out. I think they flipped the switch, our men's Olympic basketball team. Women play on Wednesday, by the way. United States with 3 gold, 6 silver, and 3 bronze right now, 12 total. China's got 9. France has got 9. You've got Japan with 8. South Korea 7. Australia 6. I just can't get over that swimming story. Great Britain 6. Italy 6. So there you go. That's the medal count. We're here live again at Port Travis Deli. We're here again on a hard to believe, last Monday of the month. Thursday's August 1st. Hello, Jeremy Marley. Hello to Brett Price. Thank you guys for watching. Again, the men's basketball team blew out Serbia yesterday. We'll talk about that here in a moment. We've got some Major League Baseball to take a look at. Trades are flying all over the place. Trade deadlines through tomorrow night. They're trading them left and right. Braves have not went after anybody yet, but you have until tomorrow night. Hello, Kim Campbell. How you doing, lady? So, now, I'm going to use Kim as an example. Kim runs a kindergarten, or preschool, and a very good one. She's been doing it for years. Now, she's going to take them on a field trip to a place that has a body of water where they have told us it's 10 times above the normal level of E. coli bacteria in that body of water. And Kim Campbell says, well, I'm not taking my kids in there. And she shouldn't, and she wouldn't. And yet these knuckleheads over in France say, yeah, it's going to be okay. The sun's coming out tomorrow. The sun's coming out tomorrow? Sun's coming out tomorrow. It's going to heat them up. It's going to heat it up. So they spent $1.5 billion on a river that people haven't swam in for centuries because of E. coli. And they built this, what was it? Some kind of a, let me read this again. I've read this 4 or 5, I just can't believe it, how stupid people are. But they are. And they were sitting there, I'd tell them, you ain't too bright. The water quality includes the construction of a giant basin to capture the excess rainwater and keep sewage from flowing into the river. Renovating sewer infrastructure, which they've done, they spent $1.5 billion, and upgrading wastewater treatment plants. None of it's worked. The river in which these Olympic folks are going to swim in is, again, 10 times above the normal level of E. coli. You can get sick from E. coli, and you can die from E. coli. Would you get in the water? Absolutely not. And I'd be jacked up because I get over there to compete in this event, and the facilities aren't such up to top grade facilities, health-wise, to ensure my safety. Paris has known they're going to have this for years. And so they have no backup plan in the city of Paris. Wonder how big Paris is. It's got to be in the millions. Has to be. It's one of the biggest cities in the world. And there are, the other Olympic events are swimming inside in the pool because I've watched some of them. So why couldn't you just do a triathlon and say, okay, can't do it outside. You got to swim 87 laps inside the pool. But there's chlorine in this pool, and it's going to be okay. So I'm done talking about it. It's nuts. They are crazy. But after that opening ceremony, and here's the thing, folks. We'll go to the break and come back and talk a little baseball. They made fun of him. It's a parody. They set it up like the Last Supper. That's how it looked and that's how it was, and they've come out and said that. We're just having a little fun. Okay. They put down the good Lord in this opening ceremony. I don't need to go back through it. You saw it. I guess you saw it. Were you appalled? Not at all. I'm not. Nothing's going to surprise me in 2024. But here's the cool thing. He died for them too. He loves them too. Everybody that. I mean, what did he say on the cross? Father, forgive them for they know not what they do. They beat him. They spit on him. You know what all he went through at the crucifixion. Same thing over there. They made fun of the guy. Made fun of the Lord. Anyway, he said, it's okay. I love him anyway. That's agape love, folks. It's love I can't comprehend. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Hello to Daryl Willocks. Hello to Joyce Murphy. You're right, Joyce. They had a chance to shine. They bombed it, as far as I'm concerned. Hung the Olympic flag upside down. Okay, it's a little trivial thing, but little things are the key to make the big things look good. It's just that simple. It's the little behind-the-scene things that make things go right. To hang the flag upside down, the Olympic flag, at the end of the world? No, but it's just, yeah. It's like going and speaking someplace, you know, that little thing, check the batteries in the microphone. You have a portable mic, check the batteries in the microphone. I'll never forget being up at Speedway one year. The Speedway, Bristol Motor Speedway. The sound company, who ultimately got released to their commitment, didn't check the batteries in the wireless microphone. I'm down on the start and finish, and I get ready to introduce some dignitaries for the start of the race, and it goes out. Blip, yip, blip, blip, yep, blip, blip. Battery died on the wireless mic because they didn't check the batteries. It's the little things. Hung the Olympic flag upside down. It's the little things. Quick break. We'll be right back. We're live at Poor Trav's Deli. Coming up, O'Brien Bennett, head football coach at Unacre Rangers, joining us. We're here right after this from Advanced Heat Pump Systems and Farm Bureau on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
My name is Michael Vance, Vice President of Advanced Heat Pump Systems. Advanced Heat Pump Systems has been open and providing service for over 35 years. The services we provide are installation and service of home heating and cooling systems. Our company's goal is to provide quality service for our customers. The reason you should hire Advanced Heat Pump Systems is because we offer a dependable, quality, trained technician to service your heating and air conditioning.
Save half off or more throughout the store. Plus, get it now and you don't have to wait. Living rooms, dining rooms, bedrooms, and more. Plus 0% interest financing so you can pay it later. Now through Saturday at Cannon's Furniture in downtown Elizabethton.
Andy said, you got the countdown? Do you know how many days? I said, do I know how many days? How about this? 25 days, 8 hours, 21 minutes, and 56 seconds. Andy's here, Andy Scott, getting a sandwich. He's one of our great sponsors of Farm Bureau. So I said, you want to talk today? He said, no. We'll let Grindstaff talk. I said, okay, that's cool. We do appreciate their sponsorship. Hello, Sherry Stevens. How you doing? Let's see who else is there. Robert Nidifer, Daryl Willocks, Joyce Murphy. You nailed it. They have, in my opinion, they failed, but such as it is, right? Team USA, big win, 110-84 blowout over Serbia yesterday. course, all the talk was how come you didn't play Jason Tatum, and he said we're going to put big men out there, and he did. They ran Wayne Embden, who got booed by the French people, Anthony Davis, big Bams out there too. They rotated the big men against Nikola Jokic, rather, and so they beat him, blew him out of there, 110-84. They'll play South Sudan on Wednesday, the next game for the men's Olympic team. They're starting to kick it in gear now, so they're going to be tough to beat. Hope to bring back the gold. That's the goal for going over there. The rules, by the way, the FIBA rule games that are played in the Olympics are 40 minutes long. They favor using big men as there's no defensive 3-second rule like the NBA. Of course, they don't call it much in the NBA, but there's no 3-second rule. And once the ball hits the rim, goaltending's okay too. So it's a different game, international game. And so far, the Americans are kicking butt and taking names. They'll play again the South Sudan team on Wednesday. That was a team last week in the warm-up that LeBron had to make a put-back layup from, like 8 seconds to go in the game. They beat them 101-100. Had to come from behind to beat them. So, anyway, the Olympic men's team, the medal tracker, we're at 12 right now. We lead everybody, and we should. It's the name of the game. O'Brien Bennett joins us coming up at the bottom of the hour. NFL news. Big blow for the Cowboys. You're a Cowboys fan. You got a bad news this morning or bad news yesterday. And let's see where it is. Williams, the big, right here it is. Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys, where they even held their first padded practice at training camp, they lose pass rusher Sam Williams, torn ACL, done for the year. Wow. After practice, Jerry Jones said, we don't like what we saw. Nope, he got helped off the field and he's done. So he blew out his knee. He's had 8.5 sacks in his first 2 NFL seasons. Sam Williams, the big defensive pass rusher Cowboys, gone for the year now. Taylor Decker. The Detroit Lions are just living proof. Thank you, sir, as always. Taylor Decker and the Detroit Lions. The Lions are living proof that sports is a game of cycles. How many years were the Lions just the joke and just kind of a doormat in the National Football League? Well, obviously they're not now. And Taylor Decker, the longest tenured player for the Lions, agreed to a 3-year extension. And that extension, 3 years, $60 million extension, including a $31 million guaranteed contract. Wow. Left tackle reached an agreement on a 3-year, $60 million extension, includes a $31.83 million guarantee. So Taylor Decker, so now they got both of their offensive linemen signed up and ready to go. They're in good shape. So the Detroit Lions spend a lot of money. And again, it's purely an example of a game of cycles. You can't win them all. You can't always be a doormat. You can't always be a champion. Ebbs and flows, no question. Tom Taylor Sports Show, we're live here again. Fort Travis Deli, 543-6128. Got some guys back here. We had some folks coming in to pick up their food and went back out the door. So, hello, Gordo. How you doing, sir? Coach Smith with us, watching. Sherry Stevens watching. We'll be at the Elizabethton Gym, John Tridway Gym, coming up at 6 tonight for the back-to-school bash, where they're passing out all kinds of freebies, getting you ready for the new school year. Collins and Company's got a couple of, let's see, you got until Thursday on this one. This is the, nope, that one's gone. Never mind. That was last week. That's out of there, the automobile auction. But this is coming up on Saturday. Southside Road in Elizabeth and the Live Estate auction. 2-bedroom, 1-bath, detached garage. Let's see here. Well-maintained, single-wide, 2-bedroom, 1-bath mobile home located on 0.44-acre lot. Large back deck, detached metal building and an outbuilding. Come prepared. The seller has a realistic reserve, so come prepared to bid and buy. It's coming up on Saturday. A single-wide mobile home and detached garage. There it is. It's go to the website, see it better, collinsandcompany.info. on that live estate auction coming up this Saturday at 10 o'clock. Also, don't forget one of our great sponsors, Big John's Closeouts, Cabot, the deck stains and the Australian timber oil to all the Cabot deck stains, $15 off a gallon right now through the end of the week. How about that? $15 off all Cabot. And here they are, just to show you. You've got Cabot Gold, Australian timber oil. You've got all these different colors. Go and check the wood tone stain and sealers, semi-transparent stain and sealer, solid stains, deck correct. All these right here in Cabot, Big John's Closeouts. And right now they got them $15 off per gallon. That is serious savings. $15 off per gallon right now for a limited time, thanks to the end of the week. And also, Big John's Closeout the Valspar paint. $12 off a gallon for the Valspar paint right now for a limited time. Rain stopped, sun's popped out here in Elizabethton. Had a lot of rain. You see where Dollywood? 4 inches of rain in an hour yesterday. Had a road collapse down there. I'm not sure how that will affect getting in and getting out of the park. They had 4 inches of rain in 1 hour over top of Dollywood. Boom. Showed, I mean, it looked like a river coming down the middle of the park. Unbelievable. But if you want it to snow here in about an hour, it'll snow. If you want it to snow immediately, it'll snow. He's running the show, folks. You don't think he is, you are fooling yourself. Hello to Chad DeMoss. Hello, Coach Terry Moore. How you doing? Back to School Bash tonight at 6 o'clock. We'll be there ready to go to showcase all the great vendors passing out school supplies and backpacks. Got free food, so goes from 6 to 8. We'll be there tonight at the John L. Treadway Gymnasium at Elizabethton High School. Just kind of check it out and see what's going on. We did that last year. All the schools will have a table there with representation by the teachers and the administration of the different schools. So be pretty cool. Looking forward to being there tonight. All right, quick break. We'll be right back and take a look at Major League Baseball. They're moving them around tomorrow night at, midnight is the trade deadline. And their Tampa Bay Rays have unloaded about half their team. It's really interesting. And I don't know, if I was a season ticket holder, I'm not sure if I'd even go back to watch them play because most of the team is not there anymore. It's interesting. Quick break. Back after this from our buddy Richard out here at Port Travis Deli, where we are on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Buddy Richard Oakes, the Tom Taylor Sports Show. So Port Travis Deli, good time to come in here, 543-6128, and get it to go. Tell us about it.
Yeah, call us up. Let us know what you like, and you won't have to stand in line or nothing like that. You know, it costs about 10-15 minutes ahead, and you walk right in, and we'll say, hey, did you have a call in? And you grab it and go. Take you in and out.
Hot subs, none of the hot subs over $5.15. You couldn't go buy the goodies to put a sandwich together for that kind of money. Then you got the cold subs. You got a 12-inch, a 6-inch, and then the chicken salad. Sell a bunch of chicken salads so you can get the subs hot and get them cold. And, of course, chicken salad, get it right out the door and away you go, right?
Yep.
Yep.
I think cold cut subs are served cold, so you can bump the line that way too.
Yep. 543-6128. Tell me about your salads.
Salad, we take a tray and put a fistful of lettuce in it with some shredded cheese, your choice of ham, turkey, roast beef. We put some tomatoes, spicy onions, croutons, 2 packs of dressing. We have ranch, Thousand Island, honey mustard, and Italian.
5 racks of potato chips here, 10 cooler windows full of all kinds of soft drinks and Pepsi and Coca-Cola products, energy drinks, all you need. All you got to do is call in here. Open Monday through Saturday, 9 to 9, closed on Sunday. 543-6128. Pickled eggs. You got jalapenos, banana peppers, extra spicy onions. They can load it up with bacon. They can load it up any way you want it. Any of the sandwiches. Extra goodies, folks. Make it go. 543-6128. One of our great sponsors here on the show. We love coming here. Port Travis Deli, again, here in Elizabethton at 543-6128. Proud sponsor of the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
In a world where clutter, trash, and debris threaten your property, one man is ready to save the day. He's Container Man, your dumpster delivery superhero. Need to clear out your garage? Call Container Man. Remodeling your home? Call Container Man. Demolition waste taking over your job site? Call Container Man. From minor to major projects, Container Man has the perfect size dumpster for every task. With lightning fast delivery and the customer service of a locally owned company, he will help you restore order to your world. When you're ready to fight clutter, trash, and debris, call Container Man.
And Michael, the Tom Dillon Sports Show again. We're live here. Tomorrow will be at the Eagle Center right down the road here, the Antique Store. Wednesday will be at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City. Thursday, the Coffee Company. And then Friday, I think I'm off on Friday, I think. Got to double check. We'll see. But I think I've got to be somewhere, I think, on Friday. So we'll see. But anyway, got some folks here eating. Got a couple of guys doing ham and cheese. And got a couple of guys doing roast beef and cheese. You can do what you want at 543-6128. Again, you can get a hot. These are steamed sandwiches, folks. I don't know anybody else that does steamed sandwiches except Poor Travs. Right here across from one of our great sponsors, the Jewelers Bench. Ham and cheese, turkey and cheese. Andy Scott had the Mad Italian and got the ham and turkey combo. It's called the Mad Italian. Get corned beef. You can get Reuben. Get pastrami, steak and cheese, roast beef and cheese. The Meatball 7, we'll get one of those to go off there. They are awesome. Those are all steamed hot. The cold subs, the Poor Boy sub, a 12-inch sub, cold sub, out the door for a foot-long sub for $6.49. Ain't like he's going to break the bank, come here and get a sandwich. Then you got the little Poor Boy sub, a 6-inch sub for $5.19 out the door. 6-inch sandwich for $5 and some change. We've got all these different kinds: Tom's, Cape Cod, Wise, Lay's, Cheetos, Fritos, Doritos. Got all these different potato chips you can get, and of course you got 10 coolers full of drinks: Coca-Cola, Pepsi products, Gatorade. Got the Celsius workout water. It goes on and on and on. It's all again right here again at Poor Travs Deli. We are broadcasting live. Again, O'Brien Bennett joins us coming up in a few minutes. Head football coach, Yanacre Rangers. Again, our countdown is on. You see on the screen, 25 days, 8 hours, 9 minutes, and 9 seconds till kickoff. Of course, our game will be the Cyclones and Scienceville, the 100th meeting of the two. And we're pretty jacked up. Joseph's in the house. We'll let him chit-chat here, then we'll be right back. We will rather take a look at Major League Baseball. They're flying everywhere, but the Braves, as of going on the air, have not done anything as of yet. Ronaldo Lopez, another, got tightness in his throwing arm. Not a good sign for the Braves. They open up a series tonight in Milwaukee. So, quick break. We'll be right back. We'll be talking to my man next year. We're live here again at Poor Travs Deli. Phones are ringing. Hello, Michael Gass. Hello, Pam Rickenberg maybe. New name. Thank you for watching. Again, a record day on Friday for the Tom Dillon Sports Show. You probably don't care. We had 20,274 views on Friday, one day only. It's his show. Back after this on the Tom Dillon Sports Show. We're talking to Sherry Holtzclaw, one of our great sponsors, the Cyclone Sports and the Tom Dillon Sports Show. A lot of jewelry stores out there. Why the Jewelers Bench?
So everything is done in-house. Nothing gets sent out. We do ring sizing, necklace repairs, replace stones, shorten bracelets, necklaces. We repair silver jewelry. There's not a lot of jewelry stores that will repair silver jewelry. So we're one of the ones that do. Occasionally watches, we do some watch repair. Some of it we do have to send that out occasionally, but I'll let you know when I do, so it doesn't go out without you knowing about it.
Watch batteries. They replace a lot of watch batteries. Again,
every day.
Yes. John Holtzclaw is one of the few jewelry repair people in the area. There's not many of them left, so they do jewelry repair here. Remember that. They ship all over the country. The website is
jewelersbench10.com.
The hours you're open are
Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 6, and then Saturday, 9:30 to 2.
All right. And social media, where do we find you?
Facebook and Instagram.
And the phone number is?
423-542-5600.
Be loyal, buy local. It's a mom and pop store. Been here for a long time here in Elizabethton, serving not just Elizabethton, but the entire Tri-Cities and really anywhere in the country. The Jewelers Bench, proud sponsor of the Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Back on the Tom Dolan Sports Show, we are live here again at Port Travis LA. O'Brien Bennett come right off the field, shaking off the water and the rain. He's going to talk about his kids coming up. Hello, Coach Steve Shipley. How you doing, sir? You remember Coach Shipley? DB. He watches every day down in the middle of Tennessee. Hello, Jim Forgy. Thank you very much. Hello to Michael Gass. I'm going to get it right. Pam, Richenberg. Reichenberg. Looks like a new listener. Thank you. So, hello, sir. How are you?
Oh, man, can't complain. Life is good today.
Life is good. You got that right. So, let's turn this back just a bit. So, we saw you Friday night. It was a record day, by the way. Can I say it one more time?
Do it.
Yeah.
Promote yourself.
Yeah. I feel like I'm bragging, but I'm not. I'm giving the Lord credit because it's his show. But Friday we've been doing this 8 years. Record day. I counted them up, and Facebook verified it before it came to the shows. 20,274 views in one day.
Wow.
Which is
for the show or for the
whole day.
The whole day. Gotcha.
Whole day.
That's awesome.
It is. It's his show. I'm going to read his verse today coming up here in a minute. Christy Redwine. Hello, young lady. That's a new name. And Sandy and Mark Potter. That's a new name. Thank you guys for watching.
That's associate pastor at Valley Forge and his wife.
Sandy?
Yep, Mark and Sandy.
Hello, Mark and Sandy.
Yep. Good people.
Good peeps. There you go. Valley Forge?
Valley Forge, Freewill. Yes, sir.
Yeah. That's your church.
It is.
Yeah. I need to come up here sometime and visit.
We'd love to have you.
Yeah. So there was talking with them coming up and speaking to the youth, but there's Marcus and Kelly Seacrest. There's my buddy. He's heading to West Virginia to speak at a youth retreat coming up later on this week. So he's one of them West Virginia rednecks. So don't hold that against him. So I'm going to be like you. I'm going to hold it right here. So tired of bending down. I feel like an ostrich. Keep bending down. So Friday Night Lights, 5K was the event. Raising money for the Cyclone football team. We got a chance to impromptu sing happy birthday to Mrs. Joseph Taylor. She cried. I think she cried. I don't know if she cried. It wasn't because of her birthday, because of how bad I sang on the golf cart. So anyway, we had a good time up there. It was a great fundraiser for Cyclone football, and once again, well attended.
That's such a cool event.
It is.
And it gets people that maybe not even are football fans, to come out, run the race. I know my daughter Catherine ran in it, and then Leslie and I and Emma were there supporting with signs. It's just a really neat event. Saw a lot of people that we knew, of course. Elizabethton is a small town for sure, so it's cool to see people come out, support the Cyclone athletics. It's just a really neat event.
It was. Raised money. We got a chance to ride around the golf cart. I learned one thing. I'm not riding with Teresa Tiggy anymore in the golf cart. Lord, she popped a wheelie twice, about knocked me off the bike. I mean, I'm serious. I almost face planted in the middle of the street. I'm thinking.
She said she drove that thing from Johnson City to Elizabethton when she bought it in the rain.
You know what? I don't doubt it. She is redneck. Love her. She's wild as a buck. Here's the verse today. We always dedicate our show to the man that hung on the cross. This is his show. Any success I get, it goes totally to him. It ain't me. Psalms 95, 2-7 says, and listen to this. This is really good stuff. They're always good, but let us come before him. By the way, Joe's going to talk about Tennessee football here in a minute. Let us come before him with thanksgiving and praise him with music and song. Verse 3, for the Lord is the great God, the great King above all gods. Verse 4, in his hand are the depths of the earth, and the mountain peaks belong to him. Whew. Verse 5, the sea is his, for he made it. His hands formed the dry land. He did. Verse 6, come, let us bow down and worship. Let us kneel before the Lord our Maker. And verse 7, for he is our God, and we are the people of his pasture, the flock under his care. Hit that bell.
Uh-oh. Yes, sir.
There you go. Hit the bell. Amen. There you go. We're just passing through. If you don't think so, if you don't think he controls our steps, our breath, everything, you're smoking something, because he does. He runs the show, does he not?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
100%.
100%. Man, I'm glad he does. If he turned it over to us, we'd mess that up too. We mess up everything he gives us to run. So, hello, Ann Lee. How you doing? Tennessee football practice starts
this week. I think they're reporting Wednesday.
Yep.
Probably get cranked up Thursday. The momentum is building at Tennessee. The recruiting is picked up. They got a top 5 class for next year now. But this year you gotta put it on the field. so that those guys will want to come in. So, and there's momentum building with Nico as the quarterback. We'll see. They're getting some preseason hype for a playoff spot. So the 12-team playoff is going to open things up, I think.
Yep, we're going to hear from Billy Napier about that, head football coach of Florida Gators. He'll be along here in a minute. We've got his outtake on what he thinks about the 12-team playoff and about playing in the SEC, and the schedule he's got is unbelievable. And one of the stops will be, of course, the Gators are coming to Knoxville to battle the Tennessee Volunteers. So is there a chance of being overly optimistic for Tennessee football?
I mean, I feel like that's every year, man. We build ourselves up. We think, oh, this is the year. But honestly, they have a schedule that's a little bit favorable compared. You look at Florida's schedule. It's a murderer's row. Tennessee's schedule, they avoid several. I mean, I know they got Georgia and they got Alabama. I understand that, but you avoid several of the landmine potentially. No LSU this year on the schedule, so no. They got to go to Oklahoma, but they don't have to play Texas. So, I mean, every year I tell myself I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to get too excited. But every year about this time, it just can't help myself.
Well, Coach O'Brien Ben's going to join us next. He's played it. He's coaching it. He knows with Unaka in particular with the numbers game, you're one hit away. So I've asked everybody, and I don't know this answer. I should know this. Who is the backup quarterback? If Nico goes down, who you got? And I don't know who that is, but we better be learning that because
we'll need to learn it. And I know I'm trying to think of who they were playing. They played some walk-ons in the spring game. But that's the problem that you're going to run into now in college football, the big-time college football. You're going to have your starter, but who's going to want to be a backup when they know they could transfer without penalty?
Yeah.
Backups, quarterbacks are going to be worth their weight in gold.
But you're only one hit away.
Exactly.
And you know that now.
Yeah,
that.
most
We've
definitely.
seen it time and time and time again.
But if I know going into a year that I'm a stud quarterback, but I'm behind Tom Taylor, who's a stud quarterback, I'm going to transfer.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit the bench. I'm not when I can transfer without penalty.
Yeah, because you want to play.
I want to play. I want to play right away.
So we'll see. So Baker says, did her mother really drive the golf cart from Drum City?
So apparently there's a video, is what Teresa was saying Friday.
That's like George Jones riding that riding mower down through Nashville back in the day, the late George Jones. So that girl, sweet girl, did so good at the race. She talking about her mom because her mother popped. I'm serious, almost face planted twice. They thought I was joking, but I wasn't. I had to grab on. I'm holding on, going down the road I'm trying to run the video and trying to show what's going on. And
so I think she's talking about Catherine running the race. I hope. And my girls love Lisa. They think she just is precious. And
yep, pretty good girl.
She is.
She's a keeper. And she did a great job with the Friday Night Lights. We were live here. Boy, the doors popped open. Here they come. It's lunchtime. Love it, love it. Hello, Krista White. That's a new name. And again, we're live here again at Port Travis Deli. Coach O'Brien Bennett from the Unaka Rangers is going to join us, bragging about them youngins up Stony Creek. Can't wait. Him talking about his kids. And
man, what a job he does. I'm telling you, to me, that's the hardest job in the entire state to coach that school. When you know, if you're a high schooler and you in the Unaka zone and you think, oh man, I could probably go to Elizabeth and I could probably go to Hampton. He takes the athletes and man, what a job he's done. Just tremendous.
Well, we'll talk about. I got his schedule here. We're talking about the travel. They jump in the bus, and we think going where we went with Elizabeth, and these guys go on the other side of the world and play a football game. I mean, I'm telling you, and they have to because to play the single A competition, they're scattered out all over the state. So, yep, and to keep them going up there at Unaka and keep the kids out for the team and doing what he's doing. I called his name back in the day when he played for DB, so I know what kind.
But you talk about guys. Every player almost at Unaka probably goes both ways. I mean, you might have one or two guys that play on the offensive line, possibly, but you're talking about just absolute endurance of those athletes. It's fascinating.
Yep, they do a great job. Hello, Jessica Grider. Hello to, as we said, Krista White. We're here at Port Travis Deli, 543-6128, the number to call, and we got them lined almost out the door. We love it. The only place I know where you get a steamed sandwich. The old days used to. There's a couple places over in Johnson City. They have Derek Nace back from his cruise. The Sharks didn't get him. Did you have a good time? Oh, yeah? They were in the Bahamas last week. Where was I at? I was in Jonesboro. How'd that work? Where'd you go on vacation? I cruised Jonesboro. That's about as far as I got. He went to the Bahamas, which is great. Had a good time. So he works at Kurt's Ace Hardware up on the 4-lane. We're here live again talking at Poor Travis Deli. So Tennessee football. So the question mark, in fact, we got a comment from Heupel about this. The question mark is the defensive secondary.
Yeah.
So is that problematic? Is that a cause for concern?
They literally turned. There's not a single returner from last year that saw playing time. So who in the world could know? I mean, they seem excited about some of the guys, and Trenton Taylor was telling me that the guy that they got from MTSU that transferred, he's a headhunter.
Oh, really?
Trenton said that guy
Can
is
play.
not afraid to throw his body on the line. And you got to have physicality back there, especially in the SEC, going against those squads. You've got to be able to bring the physicality.
August 31st, season opener, they're playing Chattanooga, got picked to win the Southern Conference, so they're not going to be, I don't think, a cream puff per se. They should be a pretty good football team, so be a good test early for the Tennessee Volunteers. Practice starts this week. First game, of course, August 31st against, as we said, UT Chattanooga. Cyclone football, of course, a great sponsor, Ivy Hall, starts in 25 days. Science Hill. Everybody starts in 25 days. We'll see who you make. I've got the schedule. I've said it 100 times now. I can't remember who they open up with, but I've got
Chucky
it.
Doke.
You got the Black Knights at home? You got Chucky Doke at home? Ooh, okay. That's awesome. So, in fact, I've got his schedule here.
That's a stiff opener right there.
Oh, yeah.
They're 3A, right? Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to go down there. We'll let him talk about his team coming up here in a second. So, in closing, tell me about Ivy Hall Nursing Home. What's going on?
Ivy Hall, we'd love to have you. If you need some rehab, come to us. We got physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, respiratory therapy. We'd love to have you if you have like a knee replacement. You want to come. Our therapy department's top notch. We'd love to have you. We'll get you back on your feet and back out the door.
You still hiring?
Absolutely.
Yeah. What are we looking for? Everything?
CNAs, LPNs, RNs, housekeeping, dietary. Well, if you want to do something, go to our website, ivyhallnursinghome.com. See what's there. Apply for it. Come join our team.
You can't ever not have enough, right?
No, that's right, man. Absolutely.
Cannot ever have enough. So, good stuff. Appreciate you coming by.
Thank you for having me, as always.
Got to sing happy birthday to your wife yesterday, or Friday. That was pretty cool. Totally caught her off guard. So, and the kids through, I looked at me like, "You're singing to mom?" And I'm singing to mom. Yeah, come on, mom. So, anyway, talk soon.
Yes, sir.
All right, appreciate you, sir. Our buddy Joseph Taylor, Ivy Hall Nursing Home. Quick break. O'Brien Bennett, head football coach. The Unaka Rangers joins us right after this timeout from where we are. Poor Trav's Deli, 543-6128. Back after this on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Poor Trav's Deli, one of our great sponsors here, the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Cyclone Sports. And the late John Ward says it's football time in Tennessee on a Friday night. Come through here and grab some sandwiches on the way to the game. Tell us about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Give us a call about 10, 15 minutes ahead. Tell us what you want. We'll have it in a bag ready for you. Get right to the game, park it, get you a good seat, start eating.
There you go. What would you recommend out of all these blank and cheese sandwiches? Which one do you like?
Gosh, man, so many good choices. I'm a roast beef guy. That's what I eat mostly myself. It's my personal favorite. Ham and cheese, of course, is the most popular. Reuben is the home run, man. Everybody loves the Reuben. Somebody wants something different, that's what I always try to promote. I tell them to try that. Chicken salad's been selling real well here lately. I like spicy onions on my chicken salad. It seems counterintuitive, but I like it that way. Pretty much everything's been moving real good. Business has been great. Flavors are all right.
Yep. 543-6128 is the number to call. Tell us about the salads.
Salad's a big fistful of lettuce. We'll put it in the tray for you. And it's a chef salad has meat, and then just a regular house salad doesn't have any meat. I like ham in my chef salad. And then we put tomatoes and croutons and shredded cheese, spicy onions, and your choice of honey mustard, Thousand Island, Italian, or ranch dressing.
Then you've got the poor boy sub and the little poor boy sub. Tell me about those.
Cold cut sandwich. It's got bologna, salami, ham, and cheese on it. Served cold, of course. Mayonnaise and spicy onions are pretty popular on the cold cuts. Everybody likes them onions on it.
Getting ready to start up with the Poor Trav's Deli Player of the Game. Every game we'll be picking a Player of the Game, get a free sandwich from Poor Trav's, and they love coming down and getting these sandwiches, don't they?
Yeah, and it gives us an opportunity to meet the athletes that are playing games and stuff growing up. Get to see these kids grow up. It's neat.
Yep.
Yep, we like it.
Absolutely. Hours are open?
We're open 9 to 9 Monday through Saturday.
543-6128 is the number to call. And again, right here at Port Travis and Elizabethton, and one of our great sponsors, my buddy Richard Oakes of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At Northeast Community Credit Union, we know the importance of taking care of your family and building our community. Are you remodeling your home, trading cars for your next road trip, or maybe you're considering an in-ground pool or a boat for the lake? Our loans are easy, fast, and convenient with the lowest payments around. Act now before rates go up. Apply online at bmycu.org, call us, or come see us in Elizabethton, Johnson City, or Rome Mountain. We have the loan you need.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, look who stopped by. We appreciate this. Literally came off the practice field. Coach O'Brien Bennett, Unaka football. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well, getting dry. Glad to be here.
Yep. So you dealt with the heat. Now you're dealing with the rain. So you just kind of deal with it because you're going to probably experience both of those come season starts. You're going to have some heat in August and September, and certainly a chance of rain all the way through. So you just got to learn to play, right?
Definitely. August 23rd is coming, whether we like it or not.
Yeah.
So we've got to be out there getting the work in, getting better every day. Whether it's rain, shine, hot, cold, go out there and get what you can get done and move on the next day one day better.
Let's recap 2023. Refresh my memory. What went on last year?
Well, we started out, we were pretty excited about the team. Obviously, we were coming off of a playoff win the season prior, and we thought we had some real good returnees. We lost some big-time players in the preseason to season-ending injuries. Last year was really an injury-riddled season for us. We felt like we had the talent to compete, and then that got derailed a little bit. Had a lot of young guys step up and play. Got a lot of guys that we weren't planning on using on Friday nights a whole lot other than as rotational pieces, but they ended up, by the end of the season, playing both ways on both sides of the ball and every down of the game. And so we had kids who they'd pat their head to come out, and I just rub my tummy and say, what do you want me to do? Because they were getting that much work. But hopefully this year, that experience of getting young guys a lot of reps last year, the bumps and bruises, the learning experience that we took last year, hopefully that pays off this year and we get to reap some of the dividends of that.
That's why I have so much respect for this man, because it's a numbers game, and obviously there's not a lot of numbers at a single-A school, not just at Unaka, but anywhere in the state. And so, you're dressing 25, 30 kids, and that's it for the team. So, as he said, if one goes down, it's next man up. But you reach a point, tell me if I'm wrong, you reach a point, look over your shoulder and go out there, and ain't nobody to go out there because it's a numbers game, right?
It is. We hit that against Happy Valley last year. We ran out of linemen, and so we put a wide receiver in number 73, and at halftime we drew up the Emory and Henry formation and ran the Emory and Henry formation the rest of the second half just because we ran out of bodies. So at a small school, that does happen. You get as many guys ready as you can. But if you get hit by injuries and they all hit in the same position, then you end up with, a wide receiver wearing number 73 in our case.
There you go. How many years you been at Unaka?
8. 8. I think
I was
this is
going
8.
to say 6 or 7. Okay, your 8th season. That's great.
I think could be 7 since 2017.
Called his games back in the day when he played at Dobbins Bennett, graduate of 2000. So he was on some pretty good football teams at DB, weren't you?
Oh, definitely. There were some really talented guys.
Gosh.
Guys that ended up getting paid to do the job. So
yep.
Had a great experience there playing for Coach Clark and a great staff. Made some friendships that last a lifetime, relationships. I still talk to Coach Clark pretty regularly. So
do you?
I hate that I missed him at the Carter County Hall of Fame banquet.
Yeah.
That was during dead period, so we weren't able to go. But I'm sure that was a great time for those that were in attendance.
He should be easily a stand-up comedian. The guy's hilarious. I mean, he can tell stories after story after story and just keep you captivated. So, yep, Graham Clark was the speaker at the, as you mentioned, the Hall of Fame banquet. Let's take a look at your schedule. You got 5 home, 5 away. You open up with Chucky Doak, then you have an open date. Then you have 2 in a row at Twin Springs and at Cosby. Then you come back home for Jellicoe. Then you go to Happy Valley and Thomas Walker and Hancock County. Then you come back home, your final 3 at home, which is awesome. You have North Green, Hampton, and Cloudland to wrap it up. That's a pretty aggressive schedule, sir.
That is. We wanted to start off, really get tested. Chucky Doak's going to be as a 3A football team, they're a team that they're going to expose every weakness we have. So we're going to line up and we're going to be able to go into that bye week knowing what we can do, because if we can do it versus Chucky Doak, I think that we can do it versus just about anybody. And so we're going to find out a lot about ourselves in that ball game, and then have a bye week to put that learning and kind of make make permanent the good habits that we develop and understand who we are a little bit more moving into the meat of the season, into the region season.
We'll get into his personnel here in a moment, but you look at the schedule. We talked about this earlier with Joseph Taylor. The single A schedule, not just for UNACA, but for anybody in the state, you got to get on the bus and go. Mm-hmm. You're going to Cosby. How far is it to Cosby?
It is about 2.5 hours by bus.
There
That's
you go.
A region game.
Yep. Then you go to Thomas Walker in Virginia, which is non-conference, but that's a haul too, isn't it?
I've never been.
Yeah, it's
so
a haul.
We're going to find out.
Hancock County, that's a haul too, isn't it?
That is.
Yeah.
That is.
So his home games, Chucky Doak, of course, Twin Springs over Nicholsville and Scott County, and that's a pretty good pull too. It's probably an hour away at least. Every bit of it on a school bus on a Friday, trying to navigate traffic on a school bus on a Friday afternoon. Everybody else on the road's trying to get to a game. So your home teams are Chucky Doak, Jellicoe, North Green, Hampton, and Cloudland. Your road games are at Twin Springs, at Cosby, at Happy Valley, at Thomas Walker, at Hancock County. So pretty aggressive schedule. Let's talk about your kids. Who are some of the kids offensively? Let's start on that side of the ball you're counting on.
Well, we're going to count on all of them.
Go both ways.
That's the way. That's the way it is at UNACA. That's the way it is in 1A football. We've got guys. We don't have many of them, but the ones that we have, we can count on. And that. To me, that makes my job that much easier, because when you go to work and you work hard and you got guys that that when you put them in a position, they're ready because they put in the work. That makes it really rewarding as a football coach. But we start on offense. Brennan Repass, he returns at quarterback. We lost him early on in the season last year. He was one of our best offensive and defensive players, but he's going to be playing quarterback for us. He's a kid who works very, very hard. He's a great leader. He's there every day. He's the guy that holds his teammates accountable, makes sure that they're there, calls them, makes sure they're up in the morning to get to workouts.
Oh, really?
He does, and he's that kind of kid, offensively and defensively for us. Connor McKinney was a kid that last year when Brennan went down, he stepped in and at quarterback, and he was a very good quarterback. We got two guys, I think, that can play the quarterback position at a high level. So we're fortunate in that we do have a QB1 and a QB1A, 1B situation where Brennan can, if Brennan can't do it, Connor can, because Connor had a great season last year at the quarterback position. He's going to start out for us at wide receiver. He started the season last year at wide receiver, caught 2 touchdown passes against Chucky Doak as a sophomore. He comes back this year as a junior and will be back playing wide receiver. He's a very explosive player, not only at wide receiver but at quarterback. He can run, he can throw, and he's got a year under his belt in the offense. And, of course, if you play quarterback, you're going to understand receiver that much better. And so Connor is a very explosive player. He also starts on defense for us. You're going to hear me say that a whole lot. He's at free safety. We put him back there, and we just want him to we want him to play offense on defense. That's our mentality. We always want to attack. We don't want to have a defensive mentality in the sense that we're waiting for something to happen to us. We want to be the aggressors. We want to attack. We want to play offense on defense and go and get the ball back, and he certainly gives us that ability at free safety. Micah Gray is another kid. He's a senior. And Micah, he plays wide receiver for us. Last year, he was an all-conference middle linebacker. We had to move him to middle linebacker after all of our linebackers went down with injury.
Wow.
And so he moved from corner to middle linebacker, ended up leading the team in tackles and being an all-conference player there for us. And he gave, he was able to throw all 155 of his pounds into every tackle. And so this year he's been in the weight room. He's been working hard. He's got a great attitude. He comes back as a very good defensive player. He was last year. But this year we're looking for him to step up and be a big-time player on offense. He's looked really good in practice. He's looked really good in the 7-on-7s. And we're looking for him to be able to threaten teams deep. He's got good hands. He runs good routes, and he's also a very willing blocker. So
we're live at Port Travis Deli. We're talking to Coach you see on the screen, Coach Bennett, the UNACA Rangers. We appreciate him so much coming out here and being on the show. And you've got how many kids total dressed this year?
27 right now.
27 right now. Going to go 10 games both ways all season long. It's a grind, and that's it's a testament to him, or we'll find out who his assistant coaches are here in a second. Your open date is the second week of the season. Would you prefer to have it later in the year? But because after that, you reel off, 9 in a row? So
hopefully 9, 10, or 11 in a row.
There you go. That's the goal. So, you don't have any control over that. TSSAA said that, or you said that?
They set the region schedule, and when we made this schedule, I'm sure you've heard coaches talk about the scheduling 2 years ago when TSSAA released the schedule for the first time. Anytime you do something different like that, there is obviously going to be you're going to have some unintended consequences that you learn about in the action. But we ended up having to scramble for ball games because we had region games in weeks we didn't think we had region games, and of course that starts a domino effect across the state. When one team loses games and another team loses games off the schedule, it's going to cascade across the state. And fortunately, we were able to get Twin Springs and Thomas Walker. I knew that they were playing teams from Tennessee, and that they would likely be affected by that. So I was able to get them on the schedule. Having the bye week 2, coming off of Chucky Doak, I think that's going to be a good opportunity for us to learn a lot about ourselves. So being able to have Chucky Doak as a game where it's a 3A team. We're not supposed to be able to compete with 3A teams. And if we're able to go out and physically compete with Chucky Doak, we're going to learn a lot about ourselves either way. But if we can physically compete with them, then we feel like we can compete with the rest of the teams on our schedule. And if not, they're going to show us where we need to improve, and we're going to have a bye week, 2 weeks of practice before our next ball game to get things fixed.
Yep.
So that's really what you want to use your bye weeks for. Is not just get healthy, but it's also adjust and fix and find out about yourself. There's a lot of self-scout done during bye weeks. And so having it there, where we can have that information at the beginning of the season rather at the end, it's a little bit of a trade-off because it's nice to have that break. Of course, you always want that bye week. It'd be great if you could have it over fall break when you're struggling anyway, trying to fight to get kids there. But having it at the beginning of the season is going to allow us to do a lot of self-correction early rather than later.
I always feel like a big part of any football team is the kicking game. We never talk a lot about it when we get these seasons rolling, but it plays a critical part. Your kicking game, who's going to be doing the kicking duties for UNACA?
Well, we haven't figured out exactly who's going to be kicking this year.
Yep.
We've got several guys that work on it. We like our quarterback to be our punter. That's just kind of the way we like to run things at UNACA. We want the person with the ball in their hands on the punt to be the quarterback, because now the defense has to treat him like a quarterback, not as a punter. So it limits your ability to set up a return, given that you have to defend us because we've got our 4 wide receivers, our tailback, and our quarterback on the field in an offensive type formation. So we like to do that. That helps us in the special teams game. In terms of kickoffs, Brendan Repass kicked for us some last year. We've got a young man returning, Luis Mendez. Hopefully that he'll be able to kick for us. And so it's kind of open in terms of tryout. We're gonna figure it out. Work on who's kicking. We've been working on coverage. We've been working on our blocking. But in terms of the who is doing the kicking, that's still yet to be determined.
Yep. But you got time to figure it out. Hello, Linda Wagner. How you doing? Thank you for watching the show. We're here at Port Travis Deli. And again, the phone number is 543-6128. So in the region, refresh my memory, who all's in your region?
Cloudland, North Greene, Cosby, Jellicoe, Hancock County, and Huss.
Still going to top 4?
It's still going to top
4 going to the playoffs. It's still the same format. So that's a heck of a conference. And so you open up on the 23rd against the Chucky Doak Black Knights in UNACA. And so it's going to be a great season. We're going to be talking to him as much as we possibly can, both in person, because I know he has classroom duties, obviously, and then, of course, over the phone. We're getting ready to do. We got some new stuff coming for split screens and all that stuff coming up, but we ain't got that yet. But we bought the equipment, just got to get it in, and so there'll be a chance. More than likely, won't be a chance. It's going to happen. We can talk to him and have a split screen. He can be wherever he's at. We're going to be here, so we're going to kick it up a notch. A lot of these coaches just can't get out to come to physically be on the show because they've got, like he does, classroom duties, and I totally get that. So, in closing, who are the coaches helping you out at UNACA football?
Well, we're returning Joey Parlier. He's running backs and linebackers for us. John Costco, he's been our defensive coordinator. Johnny Douglas, he's helping with wide receivers and defensive backs. We've got Marshall Doss. He's a new hire in Carter County. He's new to the area, and we're still working on where he's going to fit in on our staff. We've got Jeremy Skaggs working with our offensive and defensive lines, and let's see. I think I've got everybody. We've got a full staff this year, so that's a positive. We've been short-staffed for a number of years and having to do a lot of duties. But with Johnny helping with wide receivers and defensive backs, that's going to free up Coach Costco, John Costco, to float and actually be a defensive coordinator rather than a position coach. That's going to let me float and let me be a head coach rather than a position coach. And so having Coach Doss coming in as a new hire, again, we're trying to figure out where best to fit him in. Coach Parlier's been doing a great job of running backs and linebackers for a couple of years now, and so we're
ready to go.
Yeah, we're ready to go.
Locked and loaded, ready to roll. Man, I appreciate you coming. Thank you.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Gosh, think the world of this young man, because
I'm
it's
not so young these days.
Well, that's true, but your beard's starting to get a little salt and pepper. I understand it. Welcome. This used to be all brown, so
listen,
I'm
starting to feel it too. So
that's all right. Just go with the flow. He's a young whippersnapper, but he does a great job of unique, and we appreciate him very, very much. Quick break. We'll take a look at Major League Baseball, and we'll hear from Billy Napier, head football coach of the Florida Gators, about the 12-team playoff. How's that affect his strategy, where you may be playing 16, 17 games if you keep rolling this year into the postseason playoffs? So he joins us, and we'll take a look at Major League Baseball next year on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We're talking to Sherry Holtzclaw, one of our great sponsors of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. A lot of jewelry stores out there. Why the Jeweler's Bench?
So everything is done in-house. Nothing gets sent out. We do ring sizing, necklace repairs, replace stones, shorten bracelets, necklaces. We repair silver jewelry. There's not a lot of jewelry stores that will repair silver jewelry. So we're one of the ones that do. Occasionally watches, we do some watch repair. Some of it we do have to send that out occasionally, but I'll let you know when I do, so it doesn't go out without you knowing about it.
Watch batteries. They replace a lot of watch batteries. Again,
every day.
Yes. John Holtzclaw is one of the few jewelry repair people in the area. There's not many of them left, so they do jewelry repair here. Remember that. They ship all over the country. The website is
jewelersbench10.com.
The hours you're open are
Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 6, and then Saturday, 9:30 to 2.
All right. And social media, where do we find you?
Facebook and Instagram.
And the phone number is
423-542-5600.
Be loyal, buy local. It's a mom and pop store. Been here for a long time here in Elizabethton, serving not just Elizabethton, but the entire Tri-Cities and really anywhere in the country. The Jeweler's Bench, proud sponsor of the Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Yeah, I think a little bit of that is, look, we've got a different team. I think we have 35 new players. Every team in our league, about 25 to 30% of their roster is new, right? So I think some of these teams that we play aren't the same teams that they had last year, and we certainly are not the same team that we had last year. So college football, more than any time in our game, has become 1 year at a time. And I think you start a process in January, you build momentum to the fall, and you do the best you can. And I think ultimately, again, it goes back to what I mentioned earlier. As cliche as it sounds, it's literally 1 week at a time. Learning how to have the self-discipline to prepare the same way, same level of focus, same detail, same urgency, and get in position to where you can execute and do your job for the team. And I've got confidence in our team because I've been observing the work.
And back in the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Hello, Coach Honeycutt. How you doing, sir? We're live here again at Poor Trav's Deli. Only place I know you get a steamed sandwich, and they good too. We got them back here. What you guys have? Roast beef? Ham and cheese? 2 ham and cheese and turkey behind me here, and they're wolfing down, having a big time, so get the old frog out of my throat. Let's take a look at who's got traded, man. It's been a free-for-all, and it's not done. I was trying to check and see during the break if anybody else has been moved around. So yesterday, Texas acquires Carson Kelly, the catcher. Again, Evan Carter's still out now to the 15th of August, so his return has been delayed again, which I hate, but we want him back 100%, so he can get back on the field and contribute to the Rangers. Detroit picks up Liam Hicks, catcher, and right-hand pitcher Tyler Owens. You have San Diego acquiring right-hand pitcher Jason Adams. Tampa Bay picks up Dylan Lesko, Homer Bush Jr., and J.D. Gonzalez, which I've never heard of. Doesn't mean they're not any good. Just I've not heard of them. The Mets pick up Jesse Winker from the Nationals. And the Nationals pick up right-hand pitcher Tyler Stewart in the trade deadline. Of course, the Yankees have been very active. Let's see who else here. Some of the more notable. Seattle acquires Randy Rosarina from Tampa Bay. The Red Sox get James Paxton from the Dodgers. The Dodgers get Moises Bolivar from the Red Sox. Philadelphia picks up Carlos Estevez from the Angels. They didn't give up much to get him, so big pickup for the Phillies. Right-hand pitcher Carlos Estevez. The Yankees get Chaz Chisholm Jr. from Miami. The Cubs get right-hand pitcher Nate Pearson from Toronto. Baltimore picks up Zach Eflin from Tampa Bay. Philadelphia, the Phillies get outfielder Austin Hayes from the Orioles. Let's see who else here. That's about it, really, as far as I say about it, because they go through tomorrow night. And let me look here real quick. Well, we got a second before we get into what's going on with Major League Baseball. Ronaldo Lopez got hurt for the Braves, which is not good. Let's see if there's anybody else have done anything here real quick while we check. Boom, 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 boom. Let's see here. Latest news at Major League Baseball trade deadline. Let's see if there's anybody else that's moved. They have until 6 o'clock tomorrow night. Nope. Nothing yet. I guarantee by tomorrow morning we're at the Eagle Center. There'll be trades. There'll be movement. Guaranteed. Hello, Pete Taylor. How you doing, sir? So let's take a look at Major League Baseball. So that's some of the movement. Again, Lopez, forearm tightness. That is not good. After 3 scoreless innings because of right forearm tightness. So they're hoping, they'll do an MRI on him, hoping that it doesn't show structural damage. Looks like it'll be best case scenario, a 15-day disabled list. Worst case scenario, he'll be out for a while, but maybe he just needs a short rest. Who knows? But Lopez gets pulled yesterday after 3 scoreless innings of forearm tightness, which is, as I said, and you know, is not a good thing. All right, baseball from yesterday. Who were your winners? Tampa Bay, Baltimore, Cleveland, Toronto. The Braves beat the Mets 9-2 in the getaway game. Minnesota, the Dodgers. Seattle, the Cubs. Milwaukee, the Cardinals, the Giants, the Angels all get W's, along with Pittsburgh, and the Yankees beat the Red Sox 8-2. Who's playing where today? Some good matchups. The Braves will move into a series in Milwaukee tonight. Grant Holmes, first start, getting a no decision. He'll be on the mound. Hello, Mike Bailey. How you doing, sir, Michael? Against Colin Ray for the Brewers. Brewers number 1 team in the Central. The Braves, of course, second of the East and in first place for the wild card spot, which is way down the road. I'm not even sure why we're talking wild card in July, but we are. I don't, but everybody else is. I mean, we got all of August and all of September to play. No, all of August and, gosh, when does the season end? Well, I know for sure all of August. Got another month. Here's the matchups today. A day game, Toronto and Baltimore play a doubleheader at 3:05 and 6:35 in Baltimore, Cleveland and Detroit. Here's 3 really good series. The Yankees open up a series tonight in Philadelphia. The Mets open up a series hosting Minnesota, and the Red Sox will host Seattle in Fenway. Those are good matchups, and we'll tell you why here in a minute in the pennant races. Cubs will be in Cincinnati. The Cardinals hosting Texas. Thank you, Coach. Pittsburgh will be at Houston. The Royals in Chicago to battle the White Sox. Washington at Arizona. And that's your schedule for today. So it's 3 really good ones. The Yankees in Philadelphia, the Mets hosting Minnesota, and the Red Sox hosting Seattle. Let's take a look at it. First off, in the American League, you've got Baltimore leading the Yankees by a game. The Red Sox 6.5 back. Red Sox have had a chance to close, and they've stumbled. They've lost 2 in a row and 7 out of 10. They could have really made some noise, but they've stumbled a bit of late. They are 6.5 out now. Yankees a game behind the Orioles. In the Central, Cleveland leads Minnesota by 4.5, and the Royals by 6.5. In the West, by the way, the Chicago White Sox have lost 14 in a row. Good night. They are 27-81. The White Sox on the road, they're 10-44. Pitiful. Bless their hearts. Hello, Debbie Bradford. How you doing, lady? In the West, Houston leads. The Mariners are dead even. They lead the Rangers by 4.5. Houston is 5-5 over the last 10 games. The Mariners have won 3 in a row. The Rangers have lost 3 in a row. They're down 4.5 now. They're 4.5 out. So it's Baltimore by 1 over the Yankees in the East, Cleveland by 4.5 over the Twins in the Central, and the Astros and the Mariners are dead even. They're both ahead of the Rangers by 4.5 in the West. In the National League, Philadelphia has lost 7 out of 10, but still lead the Braves by 8.5. Braves have won 2 in a row. The Mets are a game and a half back now. They lost 2 in a row, but they've won 6 out of 10. They're still putting the pressure on Atlanta for that second place spot. In the Central, Milwaukee leads the Cardinals by 6 and the Pirates by 7. In the West, the Dodgers are the Dodgers. They've won 7 out of the last 10. The Padres have won 7 out of 10. They're 6.5 out. And the Diamondbacks are 7.5 out. And the hottest team in baseball right now, the San Francisco Giants, they've won 4 in a row and 6 out of 10. So some good games today. These pennant races, the Yankees at Philadelphia, the Mets hosting Minnesota, and the Red Sox home to Seattle. The Braves in Milwaukee, and the Reds are hosting the Cubs in our regional teams. We're live here again at Port Travis Deli, 543-6128, the number to call to place you in order. We'll take a break. We'll come right back, and we'll hear from Josh Heupel. See what he says about the transfer portal and how it affects Tennessee football. We'll do that right after this on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Senator Craig, you're one of our great sponsors. Christmas Club savings account for next year. Tell me about it.
Yes, let's talk about it, because now you're going to have 12 months to do this. What better time than right now to open your Christmas Club savings? There's no cost on this. This is just something that we can help you transfer automatic funds, either weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, out of your check. So that way you won't even have to worry about it. And each time that you have that transferred, either you can do it yourself or deposit into this account, or we can have automatic draft set up. That's just convenient for you. And like I said, it's just another sub account to your savings and checking at Northeast Community Credit Union. So if you have any questions, visit bmycu.org or come in and see us at one of our convenient locations, or call 423-547-1200.
And you cut checks when? Next year? October, November? So when you get your checks?
Yes.
Save it up all year?
Yeah, so direct deposit could be your monthly paycheck.
Okay.
And so you can allocate a percentage of that paycheck into the Christmas Club. And that way, when you get to October, November, it's going to be built up. And so it's a great feature, and people love it.
The Christmas Club savings account for Christmas 2024?
Yes.
From Northeast Community Credit Union, one of our great sponsors of the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Cyclone Sports.
Well, I think the portal has positives and negatives within your own roster, right? You lose some, you gain some. The portal gives you the ability to go patch holes on your roster quicker than it could happen just through general high school recruiting. It's a little bit like junior college recruiting used to be, where you had immediate needs and had to patch your roster.
And back with the Tom Douglas Sports Show. Before we get out of here, let's run down this other story. It's a biggie in college sports. The NCAA and the plaintiffs filed on Friday a long-form agreement to settle a multi-billion-dollar class action lawsuit, paving the way for a new revenue-sharing model, introducing roster size limits and name, image, and likeness regulations in major college athletics. Roster size limits beginning with the 25-26 season. Roster limits would be, football rosters will be limited to 105, resulting in as many as 20 additional scholarships beyond the current scholarship restrictions of 85. So you're adding more scholarships, but you're cutting out walk-ons. So you're going to be able to carry 105 now on the team. That's with football. Baseball teams will be able to provide as many as 34 scholarships to players because now they're going to come up with unlimited scholarships. Softball jumps, they double it from 12 to 25 in college softball. Now, former athletes will be paid $2.78 billion in back payments over the last 10 years. Well, who gets it? I've asked this repeatedly, and I'm reading all these stories, and nobody knows how they're going to distribute it. Who gets it? 10 years back, that puts you back to 2014? Yep, 2014. From there forward, they're going to reach around out and say, I want the money. Okay. How do you handle those who have unfortunately passed away but played this 10-year window, and so now their families, kids, wives, husbands, whomever the scenario, are they going to want the money? Are they going to expect the money? Even though the athlete that would be entitled to the money is deceased? Don't know. What's going to come up? Do they have a plan for that one? Because it's going to come up. And with good reason, it should. If everybody played in the last 10 years gets money, and some of those folks, and they will be deceased, then do their heirs get it? Do their families get it? Who gets the money? How much does everybody get? Don't know. I guess it depends on people reach out and say, I want the money. Well, you guarantee they're going to be flooded with people saying, yeah, I want some money. Also, stricter rules on NIL, though how those will be enforced remain unanswered. So we want to fix it. We don't know how. And the NCAA and the plaintiffs have yet to agree on an arbiter to get in there and say, okay, here's how we're going to do this. NIL agreements over $600. Well, come on. We just talked last week. Ohio State has $20 million they paid their players last year. So anything over $600 will be subject to review by a clearinghouse to ensure they are legitimate, fair market value agreements that are not used for a pay-for-play scheme. They've already been caught doing that. They've already had coaches caught doing it and donors caught doing it. Pay for play. Come here, I'll pay you more than you can get over there. Hello? That's a given. The NCAA is still seeking federal legislation to circumvent state laws that could conflict with the settlement. The feds say it's going to be up here, but the states say, wait a minute, we're doing this down here on the state level. Conference leaders have also been clear they prefer not to designate athletes as employees. The National Labor Relations Board and the plaintiff attorneys have said they should be employees. This is a mess. It's not going away. Every time I get on this, it's like they have no clue what they're doing. I know what they want to do, and they know what they want to do, but they said earlier in the story. Don't know what we're doing with it yet. So, yep. Then we get down to the biggest complication. We've said this all along. It's going to be true. Title IX. Title IX compliance and whether future payments must be shared equally among all players or if a weighted system can be utilized to reward revenue-generating sports like football with more money than their female counterparts. Lawsuits flying left and right. You wait and see. Football players get more money because they generate more revenue for the schools in which they play. The females say, potentially you would say, well, wait a minute, Title IX, we're due our fair share too. Well, it's not a fair share when you're watching a female volleyball match or game with 1,000 people in the stands. You go to a football game where there's, 80, 90, 100,000 fans in the stands. And it's creating more revenue. Now, if you're in a situation where volleyball or one of the female sports generates more money, then absolutely. But those are far and few between. Based on what they're saying by the NCAA, most of the revenue-generating sports at all these schools are primarily football and or basketball. So anyway, the biggest compliance is Title IX. Our biggest complication will be Title IX compliance, whether future payments must be shared equally among all players or if a weighted system can be utilized to reward revenue-generating sports like football with more money than their female counterparts. But they don't have an arbitrator yet. They don't have anybody that stepped in and said, here's what we're going to do and here's how we're going to do it. So basically, to wrap this story up, the long-form agreement they agreed to on Friday provides a blueprint, but not an instruction manual. We got some templates how to roll with this thing, but beyond that, we don't know. So the roster limit in football has been up to 105, but they've cut out walk-ons. They could carry up to 120. 85 scholarship players and the other 40-some are walk-ons, or really just practice team guys, with the hope at some point they can get some playing time. Or ladies, for that one, we're talking about football. So, but they've went from 85 scholarships to 105, but they've cut out the walk-ons. Dabo Sweeney, one of the coaches, very much outspoken against that happening. So, anyway, it's not going away. It continues. The waters are muddy. This is a blueprint rather than an instruction manual how to do this, and so we'll see how it goes. We'll come back and close it out right after this. We're at Poor Trav's Deli, 543-6128. Right back after this, we hear from our buddy, the one, the only, oh yes, our buddy, Richard Oakes, the owner of Poor Trav's Deli. John Ward would say it's football time in Tennessee, so Friday night games, Saturday games. Tell us how you can take care of us and hook us up. Poor Trav's Deli.
Yeah, you can give us a call right before the game, grab a bag on your way out, and sneak it right on in.
Yep.
Enjoy the game while you eat a nice sandwich.
That's it. 543-6128, the number to call. Again, we always say thanks because he sponsors the Player of the Games for Elizabeth and Tia Duggar Sports, and we always thank him for that. So, gosh, let's talk salads a little bit. Tell me about salads. Put the salads here, would you please?
You want a big collapsible tray with a fistful of lettuce and some shredded cheese. We'll put some ham, turkey, or roast beef in that if you like. We've got tomatoes, croutons, spicy onions, jalapenos, banana peppers. We've got 4 kinds of dressing. We've got ranch, Thousand Island, golden Italian, and honey mustard.
543-6128, the number to call. And talk about the hot subs. He's got a ton of them, and they don't scrimp on the meat at Poor Trav's Deli. You get a sandwich, you get a sandwich. Tell us about it.
Yeah, we got ham and cheese. That's our most popular sandwich, so highly recommend that if you've never eaten with us before, just to see it's a good starting point. Roast beef's my personal favorite. That's what I eat the most. I like provolone cheese and sharp cheddar or Swiss on mine. And then let's see, Reuben. Reuben's a very popular sandwich. It's corned beef, sauerkraut, cheese, mustard, and spicy onions is how we prepare it in house. But we keep Thousand Island on hand if you like it the traditional way. We've got turkey and Mad Italians. Mad Italian's a ham-turkey combination. It's very popular.
Absolutely.
Yeah, people eat them all the time. So that's another good spot if you want to try something with 2 different flavors on it. Let's see.
Got steak and cheese.
Yeah, yep. Steak and cheese. It's a Philly-style steak. We don't saute peppers and onions, so it's not a Philly-style sandwich. But we cook that meat down and we season it with garlic salt and put some lettuce, tomato, mayonnaise on it. It's a very popular sandwich too. We've got marinara sauce now, so we can make pizza sandwiches. We have pepperoni and cheese sandwich. We also have a meatball sub. We put provolone cheese on those and melt it real good for you. Parmesan cheese shaking all over it. Good stuff.
543-6128. Hours are open at Poor Trav's Deli.
We're open 9 to 9, Monday through Saturday.
9 to 9, Monday through Saturday. Closed on Sunday. Phone number is 543-6128. Social media, how do we find you?
You can find us on Facebook.
Right on Facebook.
Check us out.
Great sponsor, folks, of the Tom Douglas Sports Show and Cyclone Sports, our buddy Richard Oakes and the gang right here at Poor Trav's Deli in Elizabethton. And by the Tom Douglas Sports Show, wrapping this thing up, big thanks to our guest today, Coach Ken Harden of the Lady Cyclones softball. They moved that benefit game to tomorrow night, benefit scrimmage, if you will. Help that young lady from Unicoi County that needs some medical attention. She's on the Unicoi County softball team, and so they're going to play a game tomorrow night. The Lady Cyclones have moved it because of the rain and the weather today. Till tomorrow night, big thanks again to Coach Harden stopped by promoting it. So stop by and watch them play. It's an inter-squad scrimmage, and throw some money in the pot to help this young lady from Unicoi County. Joseph Taylor from IVL Nursing Home, thanks. O'Brien Bennett, head football coach at Unaka Rangers, stopped by. Thank you, sir. And, of course, you just saw our buddy Richard Oakes, the owner of Poor Trav's Deli. So appreciate him stopping by. We'll rejoin you at 6 o'clock tonight for a little while. Be buzzing around the John Treadway Gym for the back-to-school bash tonight. It goes from 6 to 8. We'll be there for a little while. Again, checking out what's going on with backpacks and school supplies and free pizza and free water. And so it's going to be good. So they'll line up early and be ready to go. Starts at 6, goes to 8 tonight. Record crowd last year came through. We expect much the same this year. We'll be there to stream it for a little while. Tonight, from 6, starting at 6 o'clock at John Treadway Gym at Elizabethton High School, the back-to-school bash, getting kids ready for school. Elizabethton City Schools will start next Tuesday, half a day. So the first schools in will be this Friday. Greenville City, Greene County, and Bristol City Schools, Bristol, Tennessee City Schools, will all start this Friday. So it's here. Back to school is upon us. We're out of time. We sincerely thank you for yours. Again, let's wrap it up again with the verse of the day. And we'll get ready to bring you again the back to school bash coming up at 6 o'clock tonight. We'll swing through there for a little while. And let's close it out with the verse of the day, which is Psalms 95, 2 through 7. Actually, the verses of the day. Let us come before him with thanksgiving and praise him with music and song. Verse 3, for the Lord is the great God, the great King above all gods. Verse 4, in his hand are the depths of the earth, and the mountain peaks belong to him. Yeah. Verse 5, the sea is his, for he made it. He did, in one day. His hands formed the dry land. Verse 6, come let us bow down and worship. Let us kneel before the Lord our Maker. And verse 7, for he is our God, and we are the people of his pasture, the flock under his care. How about that? It's a good way to end it. Hello, Carolyn Williams. How you doing, lady? We'll rejoin you tomorrow, actually tonight, for the Back to School Bash. And our next show, number 2119, will be tomorrow at the Eagle Center, the antique store here, Tammy Troutman's place in downtown Elizabeth. Looking forward to being there tomorrow. Got a new set of guests. Looking forward to it. So we'll talk sports and see who made these big trade moves between now and tomorrow. The trade deadline for Major League Baseball is tomorrow night at 6 o'clock, so it's going to be very active, I would assume, this afternoon and this evening, and certainly tomorrow morning as well. See you back again at 6 o'clock tonight for the Back to School Bash. As always, we'll tell you, as we wrap up show number 2118, bloom where you're planted, and win or lose, be a good sport. Thanks for watching the show today from Poor Trav's Deli here in Elizabethton, Tennessee at 543-6128.